There you go.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. We have a little glitch here, technical difficulties. But anyway, we'll start the meeting right now. And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Lunch and Learn today. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this special event where we have the privilege of learning from one of the most respected professionals in commercial real estate. Our keynote speaker today is Mr. David Huang. David is not only the CCIM member, but also a reputable architect and a seasoned real estate educator. He brings a unique combination of expertise in both the design and investment sides of the real estate, giving him a full, well-rounded perspective that is rare in our industry. Now, in addition to his professional practice, David also served as a lecturer in USC, where he shared his knowledge with the next generation of real estate and design professionals. Today, it will be guiding us through an insightful topic, which is how to spot a commercial real estate opportunity using CCIM methodology. This session is designed to help us sharpen our analytical skills, deepen our understanding of commercial property evaluation, and make smarter investment decisions using proven CCIM tools and strategies. Please join me to welcome Mr. David Huang. David, go ahead. Come on, David. Can you?
I'm going to just give a introduction from standing up for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'll go to the table, and I have a slide presentation that covers everything that I want to share with you. However, what I want to share with you in my introduction is what is the purpose of my presentation? Well, I have some very strong reasons why I've decided to work with Peter Cam, Coldwell Banker Commercial, and this office. It's hard for you to understand, but I actually started with Coldwell Banker George Realty, now called High 10 Partners, on March 1st, 2011. That's 14 years ago. I worked for the company with Tom Crosby and now Peter Cam nonstop. I started by making a lot of mistakes. I was overconfident and I fell flat on my face. I went 2 years without a single listing and a single sale. And during that 2-year period, I asked a number of my associates for help. Everyone was too busy to help me. I understand that because it was a very busy time. But at the end of 2 years, and I attended the awards banquet at NBC Seafood in Monterey Park, and saw young ladies from overseas get awards for 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12 million. And I didn't have anything. I was so embarrassed. I could tell you, I said, you're so pathetic, David. You should just throw in the towel. And I almost threw in the towel, but I decided, I said, what does it take to become successful or have what Peter Cam says, confidence? How do you find confidence changed. When I started, I said, I'm going to shoot, but I noticed that in the business, everyone that was successful had a CCIM pin. And I said, you know, I'm going to get the CCIM pin because everyone at CBRE, Jones Lang LaSalle, Cushman and Wakefield, and all the other big companies, Keller Williams Commercial, they all have the CCIM pin. And what I discovered is that the CCIM pin, which is very difficult to get, takes 4 courses to learn, signifies that you're commercially competent at a very high level. That is what Peter Cam wants to achieve for you. That's what Coldwell Banker Commercial wants to achieve for you. That's what Michelle Olson wants to achieve. You know what it's called? They want you to be a hero to your family, a hero to all your husband, all your children, a hero to all of your college classmates, a hero to all your colleagues here at Coldwell Banker Commercial. Do you want to be a hero? Yes. Why are you here? It's because you want to learn what I call the inside scoop from the CCIM that made it under a lot of difficulty, but I made it, okay? And I want to transmit to you very quickly what is called time compression. I want to collapse 4 years of what I had to do. I want to collapse it down to 1 hour. So you take good notes. She's videotaping it. Peter Cam is recording it. If you have remembrance problems, you call Michelle Olson. Hey, Michelle, I need a copy of that video presentation that David made. Peter, I need a copy of that video presentation. If they're too busy, you call David, me, because I'm in this office. You can call me from at my home office, or I'll come into the office and I'll mentor you. You know what? By the end of this year, every one of you here in this classroom and anyone that's watching me live, I want you to be able to say, you know what? After David inspired me, I closed 1, 2, and 3 deals before the end of the year. I made enough money that I had to pay taxes. I made enough money that my husband or wife jumped up and down for joy. Or your mother or your father said, oh my goodness, you're getting me a Christmas gift this year? Yes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Now, what I want to teach you before I get into the nitty-gritty of what I'm going to present, which is a step-by-step presentation of the CCIM methodology that I used and recorded on a real deal that I did myself. So I own the information, so I can share it with you on the screen. I can't share a customer's information because I would get in hot water. But if it's my information and I give consent to share it with you, you have no problem. I want you to become successful. I want you to promise me that you're going to be a tiger. Stand up and say, I'm a tiger.
Well, you know what? After the last class, I closed my third deal already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So that is my 3-minute introduction. And my friend over here, you can stop the video until I get onto the screen, and then we can resume the video with the screen. I'll make the presentation. So I want you to pay close attention because I did it as a CCIM. Here's the funny part of the story before we get into it. I'll just take 1 minute. A real estate broker at the Arcadia Association of Realtors Commercial Investment Committee, a guy named George Monty, said, David, I need your help. I have a duplex in Pasadena that I haven't been able to sell. And I tried for 8 months and my clients want me to find a way to sell it. Could you help me sell it? I said, I don't know if I can help you sell it, but I can tell you what. If you give me the address, I'll do a drive-by and I'll take a look at it and see if I can help you. I did a drive-by, I walked the property, and he had a little sign on the front yard that says, for sale. I am a broker, my name and phone number. He had a little sign. He was trying to double end it. He was trying he got the listing, but he was trying to find a buyer so that he can make twice the commission. Well, other realtors and brokers are smart. They know that this guy, so they wanted to wait for him to cry and drop the price from 800,000. I walked the property and I walked the rear property and I noticed behind the fence, there was a big piece of dirt, 20 feet wide by 70 feet long. And I said, that's perfect to add a 1-bedroom, 1-bath addition to the side of the existing home and add value. I said, I talked to 5 of my clients. I got rejected by 5 of my clients. They said, David, it's too much work. It's too hard. I don't have time to manage and do a remodel project, value add remodel. So at the end of, after in about 2 to 3 weeks, I said to myself, are you going to throw in the towel again, David? I said, no, you have some money in your retirement account earning 2%. Why don't you buy the property and make some money more than 2%? That's what motivated me. So I want each one of you, that includes you, to say, I'm not only a real estate agent at High 10 George Realty, I'm an investor. If I find a property that David says pencils with what he's going to teach me today, I'm going to form a family group. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not giving you accounting advice. I'm trying to help you think like an investor. There's nothing wrong with buying real estate as a realtor, being your own agent. Of course, Peter is very concerned that you might, step on somebody's toes. We do not want you to get in trouble. We want you to work with your attorney, your accountant, to make the right decisions. But this is what I did. Now, my 2 minutes is up. Now I'm going to go to the screen and give the slide presentation. Thank you.
David, you need to lock in the Zoom for they lost. So, Michelle, can you send it to be the co-host in his computer?
Thank you. I need all the help I can get.
And then we'll make you the co-host.
Recording in progress.
I think we have to silence this one. Use that one to silence. This one.
Okay, and now
You can silence this. Silence this. Sorry. And that's it.
you can't have two computers on at the same time.
You cannot have
Screen here. This is what I want you to get ready on the screen.
Email me to HTGR marketing.
Huh?
Can you silence this one? Yeah. You should have the USB, if you have the USB with you, that'd be good.
Where's your Zoom? If you get it over to CBGR marketing, I can get it on the screen.
Okay, the sound is off.
Can we silence this?
Let me get out. Let me get out.
This one.
Can I share it?
Yeah, maybe.
What is roots?
Can you do it without the slides? Can you do it without the slides?
It's much better if I hear it like that. Can you use it as a
Yeah, it's USB. Yeah, it's in there.
try this? Try this as
It's your file here. It's
it's
your
not on there yet. You need to import it into that.
Like I don't know how to import this in here.
Thank you.
She'll get it done.
Mm.
I will start talking while she's working on it. The CCIM methodology, which I'm going to talk about, is something that is easily understood. But if you have the information and the knowledge and you don't apply it, that is where there could be a fall down. So if you don't apply it now, step number one is you visit the property that you're looking at.
This has to be off.
So I went my property and looked at the property and I was able to determine that because it is located in the city of Pasadena, 1 mile east of Caltech, 1 mile east of Pasadena City College, halfway between Colorado Boulevard and Del Mar, I knew that the property was in a very high quality neighborhood. Then I walked the property. Out of the back unit, I put together a slide presentation, and I started presenting the property to 5 of my clients. What I found out is that most investors are too lazy to understand the opportunity that's in front of them. So the second rule that I need to talk about CCI methodology is you have to really understand the real estate better than the owner understands it. If you don't understand the real estate numerically and qualitatively better than the owner, you're going to have a hard time selling it to an investor. You're going to have a hard time getting a listing. Step number 3 that I'm talking about until we get to slide. One of the things that you will do to protect yourself as a real estate agent from litigation and lawsuits because the state of California has twice as many lawyers as there are realtors. They're looking for work. If they find a real estate agent that has made a mistake, guess what? You have become their client. They're gonna file a lawsuit not only against you as an agent, but also against Coldwell Banker, George Realty, or High 10 Partners. That's my observation. So I try extremely rigorously to understand the property, and then I take the efforts to review any property that I'm going to submit to a client to make sure that the branch manager has approved my paperwork. In your case, always take the effort to have Michelle Olson review your proposal, your letter of intent, or your offer to purchase, or Peter Cam, to make sure that if there is a mistake or an oversight that you have made, that they can catch it and you can correct it before you submit it to the client. Step number 5 we're getting there. Step number 5, this is something that I do personally. It's part of the CCI methodology, but I always get right up front an MAI appraisal of the property concurrent with the purchase agreement. And I pay for it out of my pocket, provided I get a 1-year listing on the property from the seller. And then I arrange in the listing agreement with the owner that the monies that I spent around, it could be $3,000, $5,000, or $7,000, is reimbursable to me at close of escrow. So you're going to get your money back for having the appraisal. What does the appraisal do? It sets a fair value of the property for both the seller and the owner and the buyer. Then you have to be fair to both the buyer and the seller. The other thing that's very important to understand is I add the commission, whether it's 4% or 5%, on top of the MAI appraised value, and that sets the listing price, purchase price for the seller. Why do I do that? The seller is happy to know that he's going to get his fair value back from the property by an MAI appraisal. The buyer is happy because he can take that MAI appraisal right up front to his lender to get a loan. And the MAI appraisal for the realtor has the APN number, it has all the legal information about a property and disclosures, natural hazard disclosures in the appraisal. So it protects you as a real estate agent. You're giving the buyer an MAI appraiser, so he becomes the main target if there's any litigation. Because you don't want to be the main target if you're a real estate agent, but by having an MAI appraisal that you pay for out of your pocket and you give it to the seller and you give it to the buyer or buyers, you will become a much more effective broker in getting the listing and then finding a buyer that wants to buy it and close quickly. Because now the lender has an appraisal, he gives it to his appraiser. And when you get an MAI appraiser, trust me, that appraisal is so good that it's used as a template for the lender's appraisal for the loan. So now I am about to go to the slide presentation and walk you through about 47 slides at a half a minute per slide. So I want to get you out of here by 1 o'clock to 1:15. Right now, what time is it?
1:40, 2:15, by 2:15.
2:15.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So I will get you out of here by 2:15. But listen, I am treating every one of you as if you were me 14 years ago when I was a rookie. And I was begging for help. Now you're getting fed like a prince or a prince or a princess. You're being treated like royalty. You're being hands fed with knowledge that will make you successful. If you guys, let me put it this way, I'll make a challenge. Every one of you that can close one deal before the end of the year, I'm taking you and Peter Cam and Michelle Olson to a great restaurant. Let's choose the restaurant. Why don't we choose NBC Seafood in Monterey Park? If you don't like NBC Seafood, how about Arcadia Gardens in Arcadia? You know, so we're gonna try to find, what do you mean? You said you don't want Chinese food, you want a steak? Is that what you said? Okay, so instead, we'll go to Outback in Arcadia on, and I'm gonna treat you to a steak. But you have to close a commercial deal before the end of the year to qualify for that steak, ribeye steak, okay? With salad, potato salad, French fries, ice cream. What did I say? Okay, so now I'm gonna get into the step-by-step CCI methodology so that you understand what I did to have a successful deal the CCIM way with the methodology that I was taught. Okay, so we have our first slide. Do you notice it says here, finding, remodeling, and reposition residential income property presented by David, CCIM, Wednesday, July 16th, 1 to 2:30. This is customized just for you guys. High 10, George Realty Lunch and Learn presentation. I did that so that I could get Peter to smile. Okay, slide number 2. This is me. I have 3 college degrees. I have a bachelor's degree from USC in architecture. I have a master's in architecture from MIT, a top school. And then I have an MBA degree, business degree from USC Marshall School of Business. Trust me, I also was asked to teach at USC Graduate School of Business, and many of my students became very, very wealthy. Okay. I got my CCIM designee on April 11th, 2018. Next slide. Here are my awards. Now look at this. 33 million, David Giancola, Banker, George Realty, CCIM International. I won a top award, President Premier Award. I won a State of California award from the Arcadia Association of Realtors for being the top realtor in 2016. I was featured in the Wall Street Journal. I'm the only Asian out of 30 brokers. All of the other brokers, if you can see, are not Asian. I am a minority. I'm proud to be a minority. I want every person here that's a minority to be a winner. We're here to train you to be winners. The other name for people that don't succeed have a name called losers. So we want you to develop the character to say, when you walk out of here, I am a winner. I'm going to be a winner. I'm going to collect on David's challenge. I'm going to close a commercial deal, and I'm going to drag Peter and me and my wife to that Chinese restaurant in Monterey Park called NBC Seafood. You don't want that? You want Outback? We'll go there. Next slide. Now, this is the property that it's at 170, I'll go back.
Sorry.
170, 172 South Grand Oaks. Here's an aerial photograph. This is a site plan. It's located near downtown Pasadena, 2 single-family homes. The listing price was $800,000 in the fall of 2016. So that 2016 is 4 plus 4, 8 years ago. Next slide. Here's the purchase due diligence. You want to stay out of trouble, you do your homework before you close escrow. You do your homework with the buyer and you tell him what he needs to know. CCI methodology and strategy. This is pay close attention. Next slide. Here's an aerial photograph. See this little red button? It shows that it's just 3/4 of a mile from Pasadena City College, 1 mile from Caltech, 2 miles from Huntington Library, just north of Huntington Library, 2 miles east of Huntington Hospital. Here's Colorado Boulevard, and here's Del Mar. That is a great property. You know what happened after I got in escrow? A number of Coldwell Banker agents said, hey, David, now that we understand a little better what you did, we want to buy the property and take it off your hands. You got it for $745. You can flip it right now for $800,000. I said, no, thank you. I'm going to go through with the remodel. I'm going to find out if I have what it takes to be a developer. Each one of you, by the grace of the great God of heaven and earth, are not here by accident. Each one of you were born to be successful in real estate. Don't say anything other than you're a winner and you're going to be successful. After you hear my presentation and the challenge I just made to you, oh, she just told me, she says, forget that recommendation for Outback. I want to go to Jake's in Monrovia and have a barbecue beef rib dinner. Is that what you said? Yeah, did you want a barbecue beef rib dinner with potato salad?
Well, it sounds good, yeah.
That's where we're going after you close your first deal.
Okay.
Now, is that funny? You know, I was mentoring a young lady that is with a different law firm. And she says, I've taken CCL1, how do I find my first client? I don't know what to do now. I got the knowledge of how to calculate the numbers, but where do I find my first client? I said, here it is. I want you to get a piece of paper and pen, and I want you to write down the following contacts. I want you to write down people that you have been a customer with, people that you have exchanged money with, vendors that you have paid money. Well, let's go down the list. Do you have a doctor that you have been a patient of? Do you have an eye doctor that you got your eyeglasses from? Do you have a dentist that you have seen in the last 60 days that you've had a cavity filled? Do you have a dry cleaner that you get your suit dry cleaned in Alhambra or Pasadena, wherever? You write these names down. So you write the name down for your attorney. You got your attorney. You write down the name of your accountant. You got an accountant. You write down the name of all your classmates that you went to college with at Pasadena City College or East LAJC. So now you got a list of about 30 to 50 people that personally know you, that you have exchanged money with. You know what that does? That positions you as a customer. Do you know that in this field of psychology, a customer is ranked at the top of the whole list? And if you are a salesperson is ranked psychologically at the bottom of the pile. So if you approach someone that you've done business with and you've exchanged money by getting your dry cleaning done there, by seeing your dentist, by seeing your eye doctor, by seeing your classmates, by seeing your auto repair shop that you had your cars repaired, and simply say, hey, you remember me? I'm your customer. I just had my car repaired at your car shop. I just had my teeth fixed. You just been my dentist. You just repaired my teeth. I want to ask you a simple question, since I'm on a very exciting, vigorous program at Coldwell Banker Commercial George Realty or High 10 Partners. Do you happen to own a commercial building that you use for commercial purposes? Yes, I own my optometry shop. I own my car repair shop. I own my optometry shop. I own my dry cleaner building. And then you say the magic words. You know something? Would you be open to letting me value your property to give you a fair, professional valuation of your property for free. You do a comparative market analysis and you back it up with CoStar. Did I say CoStar? Yes. You back it up with LoopNet. Yes. You back it up with CAR, multiple listing, but you back it up with data. You do a comparative market analysis for commercial property, and you give it to that person. You say, listen, I've spent 1 month putting this together. I've been working with David Hyun. I've been able to get site to do business technical analysis on your property. And here's the demographics. Here's the purchasing power within a 1 mile, 3 mile, 5 mile radius. Your property is ideal for a medical office building. And we value the property on a preliminary basis, subject to an appraisal. If you give me a 1-year listing at $5 million, would you ever consider selling your property and using me as your listing agent? Boom! You just got your first client. And you didn't have to pay all these crazy companies like Zillow and Redfin and all these other companies that steal your information and your clients away from you. We hate that. Excuse me. We don't like that. You are strong enough to be Wonder Woman, right? You are strong enough to be Superman. See? You are strong enough to be a Roman gladiator from Alhambra, correct? Peter's name is no longer Peter. His name is Caesar. Address him with dignity. Caesar Ham, okay? Over here, my friends, is another great superwoman.
Delilah. Yes, call me Delilah.
So, you see, we have taken you back in time 2,000 years ago to see the strength and the glory of Rome. Did I say Rome? I meant Alhambra. You have great examples. I have to tell you that Peter happens to be married to Cleopatra. Oh, did I say Cleopatra? His wife is an incredible real estate broker.
Yeah.
Talented, capable, and gets the job done with no excuses.
Okay.
So you see, I am here to not only encourage you and to inspire you, but to motivate you for you to do the impossible. Now, the next slide. This is a picture of the front. Next slide. This is a picture of the entrance to the duplex in the front and the garage. Next slide. This is a picture of the interior of the duplex in front, of 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It's a very nice home. I wish I didn't sell it, but you know, life goes on. Next slide. There's the living room, fireplace, dining room, bathroom. Next slide, please. Here is the rear unit. There's the fence that I peeked through and I discovered the rear yard. Next slide. See this? This is what I saw, 20 feet wide, 70 feet long. And I said to myself, here is the value add opportunity that nobody would look at. I begged my 5 clients to come out and take a look at it. Oh, I'm too busy, David. I'm too busy to take a look at this potential opportunity to build an add-on 1 bedroom, 1 bath addition to a duplex. I'm sorry, David. I thank you for introducing me to this wonderful opportunity, but I'm too tired. I'm too busy. I have to pass. So guess what happened? After 5 no's, I said, hey, David, are you man enough to make an offer on this property, or are you a mouse? I said, David is not a mouse, he's a man. He's a real estate warrior. I made an offer. But I made the offer with 3 contingencies. Next slide. This is the rear unit. Look at how beautiful it is. The kitchen, the bathroom, the den that's made into a bedroom, the living room. Next slide.
Sorry.
Just scroll it up.
There we go.
Okay, so here's the preliminary due diligence that I did. If you can see, I hired Jim Bergalt from Simi Valley to do a site plan for me. But then I took the preliminary sketches to Chris Peck, an architect in Pasadena. The previous owner tore down the carport without telling the city. He couldn't sell the property without a city of Pasadena resale certificate. So now I knew that they couldn't sell the property without it. So I said, if I have to replace that carport, then I'm going to ask for a $15,000 credit. So, then on top of that, by going to the city of Pasadena Planning Department, I was blown away because the planning department said, David, you need a minor conditional use permit. It's a public hearing. You have to submit all kinds of details and drawings. I said, you're kidding. And on top of that, they said the conditional use permit is only going to cost you around $8,000, not including the architectural drawings. I said, ouch. Final selection course spec. So now I knew that I was in deep yogurt. Deep yogurt means you're in trouble. Smile, everybody. Life can be difficult and challenging, but this is what it takes to be a developer. Courage. Okay, now, next slide. Here's the purchase contract. I made an offer subject to an MAI appraisal. I paid for the cost. And the seller had the choice to reject my offer. But I said, it's an appraiser, MAI appraiser. But here's the key. I let the seller and his agent choose the MAI appraiser. I paid for the appraisal cost. They get to choose the appraisal. What's wrong with that? So they had no argument once the appraisal came in. The escrow period was 16 days, 3 contingency, appraisal contingency, inspection contingency, and a financing. You have to have those 3 contingencies to safeguard your client or safeguard yourself if you buy the property. That's the that's the CCIM methodology that you need to have. You always have to protect yourself and you have to protect your clients at all times. So the MAI appraisal came in $40,000 less than what the listing price. So now the price was from $800,000 to $760,000. Then I got a $15,000 credit for the carport to replace it, and I got a $5,000 credit for the roof and the rear unit. So $760 less 15, $750. I bought it for $745. You see what happens when you use the CCI methodology? My friend, what is your name?
Tony.
Antonio?
Yes.
Mucho gusto, Antonio. Mi nombre es David.
Wow.
Mucho macho coreano. Es tú mucho macho mexicano. That's, I'm using humor here. Don't please understand. So 15 for carport said close January 11th, 2017. I closed. And I took my money out of my retirement account that's earning 2%. And wait till you see how much money I made. Next slide. Here's the appraisal. See, the value came in at 760. I had the proof. This went to me, the buyer, went to the seller, and they said, okay, we accept the appraisal. We approved. It was their appraiser they chose. How are they going to argue They had overpriced their property. Okay, next slide. I got a hard money loan to 25% down. I got a 75% first mortgage. The interest rate was very high at that time, 8.99%. I got a loan term of 1 year with the right to extend it, refinance a 30-year. After the first, I refinanced it at 6.375%. I know financing. You need to know financing. You need to shop your transaction for your client. You need to have 3 bids so you look professional. 3 proposals from 3 different lenders. That's the MI methodology. If you want to call me at 11:50 p.m. on a Saturday night, I'll be ready to take your phone call. If I happen to be sleeping and I miss your call, please forgive me. Okay, next slide. Thank you, Michelle. You're doing a
No,
wonderful
no,
job.
That's okay. There we go.
Here's the Lisa. Now this is, you won't believe it, but I was able to rent the rear unit and the front unit while I was remodeling for 2.5 years. That's working smart. Now here's what Peter is going to jump up and down about. You know what I did? I didn't lease it as an agent at Coldwell Banker George Realty. I did exactly what they told me to do. I hired a property management firm to stay out of trouble. I hired Lotus Property Management in East Arcadia. Okay, so now all the lease agreements are originated by Lotus Property Management, and I just signed as the owner, the tenant signed as the tenant, and I kept Coldwell Banker George Realty out of trouble because now we're insulated by a qualified third property management, and I paid them the 5% property management fee, which is insignificant in the big scheme of things. Are you falling asleep? Okay. I'm just kidding.
Not yet.
I'm just kidding. So I leased it during the remodeling period. You know, the rear unit went for $2,500 a month. Front unit went for $2,500. $5,000 a month is coming in every month for 2.5 years. That made my property very, very profitable. Okay. Now, is it okay for David Young and Yen Yen Tang to do leasing as agents on my property during that 2.5 year period? Yes. We made a lease commission. Tom Crosby was happy, and I'm sure Peter Cam is going to be happy. That's a permissible use of your license. Next slide.
As long as you don't do the property management.
Now I say out of property tax. So the front unit went for $2,500, rear unit $2,500. But after the rear unit was finished and the tenants moved back in again, I raised the rent to $3,500. I increased the rent by $1,000.
Because you're at $1.
So it says I use Lotus Property Management. Kim Kearney was, so you can see that I stayed out of doing any form of property management. I would never collect a rent check. It goes to Lotus Property Management. I don't want to get in trouble. Next slide. And you don't want to get in trouble. Trust me, it's always better to have property management between you and your client, or between the tenant and your client, or between, if you're the owner, property owner, between the tenant and you. Next slide. Here's the remodel that I did. Here is the modified floor plan, and that's the existing floor plan. So you're going to learn to work with architects. You're going to learn how to study floor plans. You're going to learn how to add value to your client's property. This is all reviewed by the appraiser. Next slide. Here's the minor conditional use permit that I got 8 months after I bought the property. A lot of hard work, 244 square feet. These are all the conditions. you are going to learn to work with the city of wherever your property. I had to learn with the work of the city. 8 departments. They have a building department, they have a planning department, they have a zoning department, they have a fire department, they have a construction department, they have a building permit fee department, they have, let's say fire department, yes. They have 8 departments, and you have to get an approval from all 8 departments to sell your building. You want to talk about, oh, by the way, you're going to learn a new term that we use at Coldwell Banker George Realty. If you get in trouble, you are going to use the term, I have just been roasted, toasted, and tattooed.
That's it.
You can tell your clients, I'm going to save you from being roasted, toasted, and tattooed. They'll love it. Next slide. This is how much it costs. The design was $23,000. The permit fees $11,986. Other costs, my original budget of 112 came in at 133. So I had a cost overrun of 21,000. Next slide. Here is the picture of the finished carport, the building after the remodeling. And it was painted. Next slide. The rear yard. You know what I did to create excitement? After I remodeled the rear yard, I call it the Italian garden with the Italian garden patio. The tenants have said, oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm going to have an Italian garden behind my master bedroom addition. You as developers and realtors are going to learn a new term that will make you lots of money. You're going to tell your clients, I am going to create the romance of real estate for you. You hear what I said? The romance of real estate. You have to get your clients excited. Don't you agree?
That's right.
When it comes to romance, everybody falls in love. Next slide. Sales presentation. Next slide. Here is what is the magic. This is the city of Pasadena's pre-sale certificate of completion. This allowed me to list the property and have the full support of the city to sell the property. They are very, very smart. The city of Pasadena is very, you don't have this piece of paper, you can't sell the property. You don't know what you don't know that you don't know it. You know what the analogy is? If you don't get this paper, it's like jumping out of an airplane with no parachute. Have you ever seen anybody jump out of an airplane with no parachute? Very dangerous.
So this for
Next slide.
Resell only. That's for pre-sale.
Yeah, they give another one.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, it's next slide. Next slide.
It's not moving. Is there a
We out?
second? Yeah, that's out.
There's no more slides.
No. No. And this is from here.
There's some very, very important financial calculations. Try one more time.
Okay.
Has my presentation been helpful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's,
It's been helpful?
yes.
Okay,
Very much,
very good.
very much.
Now,
Okay.
the financial calculation tabs, I don't even see it here, David, in the email.
It's like slide number 38.
Hmm.
Here, on this one here.
You know what the trend out there is to get some existing property with a lot of land.
Yeah,
Then you can add the ADU, regular ADU, and also the junior ADU. And then you can, you can rent it out. For example, the ADU, the cost of that is getting.
See if you can get to this slide here.
$200 per square foot, right? And if you can rent it out for $2 per square foot, they're gonna like getting 12 caps. 12% return. That's very good, right? Because the land is free. You already have the land. You don't have to pay for the land. You don't have to get the ADU in, right? You have the ADU in and the ADU and extra unit to rent it out.
See,
The client will be very happy if you can see that vision for them, you know?
see, the benefit that you have as an agent is that I'm with this office. All you have to do is call me and say, can I have 5 minutes with you, 10 minutes with you? I have a question. I will meet you here at this office at our conference room. And you can ask me the question and I will give you my answer to the best of my ability for free. No cost, no obligation. I'm not going to ask you if I can share in your commission. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of person. No, I'm not going to ask you. I want you to make as much money as humanly possible. But if you get in trouble and you need someone to partner with, am I going to say no? No, I'm not going to say no, but I'll clear it with Michelle Olson. I'll clear it with Peter Cam. Superwoman over there doesn't need any help. She knows how to close deals on her own.
Yeah, there's not here.
But I want to, what time is it now?
2:11,
What is it?
2:11.
Two even? Here's what I want you to write down. This is my secret formula for success. If you don't write this down, you'll never make it. I'm going to give you my secret formula for free. Okay. You see my right hand? Everybody raise their right hand. On your right hand is 5 fingers. I'm going to give you 5 keys for success. If you forget them, raise your right hand and look at your thumb, forefinger, middle finger, other finger, and the pinky, and you'll immediately recall my secret formula. Here we go. The thumb represents the first key to success, and that is courage. You have to have courage, unlimited courage, and confidence to move forward with the owner of the property. Never be afraid of the owner. Courage is number 1. Number 2, the second finger, move your pinky, forefinger. That stands for character, integrity. You want to be successful in real estate, you have to have outstanding character and integrity, be an honest person. Sellers of property can smell a dishonest person in about 2 seconds. Second key is character or integrity. Third key. You want to know the third key?
Yes.
The third key is commitment to get the job done or the escrow closing with no excuses. You will find a way to get the sale closed on time and on scale with no excuses. Even if you have to work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, no excuses. Okay, the third one is commitment to get the transaction closed on schedule. No excuses. The fourth commitment. Okay, wiggle your forefinger. That stands for capital management skills. You have to learn how to work with CCIM calculation tools to learn how to determine the net operating income, the cap rate, the cash on cash sale, and the internal rate of return pre-tax, after tax. By joining the CCIM organization as a CCIM candidate or with a chapter for $150, you can pick up all these things at a modest cost to learn how to use the CCIM calculation tools. You have the full support of Peter Can. You have the full support of Coldwell Banker Commercial that's entered into a partnership with Coldwell Banker Commercial. use the CCM tools. In the email that I sent to Peter, I gave 3 slides that show the CCM designation, the CCM classes, and the CCM membership application for the chapter, $150. Okay. So now we have the 4th one, which is capital management. Always, always, always show your client that you're going to help them make more money and profit on a 3-year, 5 years, 7 or 10-year time horizon using the the CCIM calculator over a time frame of 3, 5, 7, 10 years. That as you increase the rents, the value of the property goes up, the net operating income goes up, and then at the end of 10 years, the owners are going to make so much money that they're going to love you to death. Love you. They're going to adopt you. If they don't adopt you, you call me, I'll adopt you. Wiggle your pinky. This is the most powerful finger of them all. This little pinky stands for a caring attitude. A caring attitude. Let me tell you what the power. You have a caring attitude for your colleagues at Coldwell Banker Commercial. You have a caring attitude for your client. You take care. You call your client, email your client, send them postcards, send them birthday cards, send them anniversary cards. Show that you care. Okay. You have a caring attitude for your community of Alhambra or Monterey Park, a caring attitude for Arcadia or Pasadena or South Pasadena, wherever you live. You have a caring attitude for your, not only community, but finally you have a caring attitude for your state of California. Yep, state of California. Did I say yuck?
Yes.
I said you have to pray for the governor. And then you have a caring attitude for your country. You have to love your country. So when you put all 5 fingers together, each one of you delivers a knockout punch to close a deal before the end of the year and make Peter Cam very, very happy.
These are.
You want Peter to have tax problems. You want to have him making so much money that he's crying with tears of joy. So with that, I want to say thank you for the privilege and honor.
Thank you.
CCM methodology.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you, very good.
Very good. Okay, thank
And
you.
also thank you for the dessert.
Okay, dessert
Oh.
is served, guys. There's plates, napkins.
By the
Thank
way,
you to
everybody.
you on Zoom.
In that box over there is a Porto's Bakery chocolate boysenberry cake. It is
Ooh.
one of the most famous cakes they ever made.
Nice cake.
And you get a big
You
slice.
want to say goodbye to your Zoom people?
Huh?
Goodbye to Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, we're signing off.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Zoom folks. See you Friday.
Oh, boy.